I don't know if you guys watched the NFL games for this week. I'm pretty sure y'all already have. But I'll tell you, that Chiefs-Falcons game was really good. That was a really good Sunday night game. Went down to the wire. Atlanta contested them. The Falcons have nothing else to hang their hats on because they did very well. So, give a shout out to Falcons fans, man. You guys came close. You guys got a really good team, man. And Cousins gives your offense some power. But nonetheless, man, I'm just going to make this video short and simple, down to the point. This might piss off some people watching this, but as a Texans fan, like, I would love to see my team win a Super Bowl. You know, this is our 23rd season going into the year, into our franchise, and we have no Super Bowls here. I mean, you can even date it back to the Houston Oilers back in 1960. Had no Super Bowls, right? Except for 2 AFL titles, but technically they don't count. But anyways, the Kansas City Chiefs, man, they have it all, bro. Their defense is a lot better, and their offensive output is just spectacular. They got the greatest quarterback in the league currently, Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if I'm willing to say that he's the greatest of all time, because, you know, there's other legends and quarterbacks along the way, including the late, great Tom Brady. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't see any other team beating them. I think Kansas City they had both sides of the ball. They're playing really well. You have the most talented quarterback in the league right now, Patrick Mahomes. And not to mention that they still have their head coach in Andy Reid, you know, who's going to stack up a lot of rings to make up for the years he didn't get them in Philly. And by the way, I had the Saints beating the Eagles. I think they should have won that game. But nonetheless, man, the Chiefs got the best team in the league, man. And it's just hard to go against that. They're going to be the first team ever in NFL history to win 3 in a row. Like, let that sink in. No NFL team has ever won 3 in a row. And I truly believe the Kansas City Chiefs are going to do it this year. I've been telling everybody this for the last couple of years. I said, I can see Patrick Mahomes getting 6 rings by the time this is all done. He's going to have 6 Super Bowls. Let that sink in. 6 Super Bowls when we're done. I mean, do I think that he can get Tom Brady perhaps? I mean, but I minimum Patrick Mahomes will get 6 rings. Minimum. I already see it coming. He's already got 3. He's going to get a 4th one this year. He keeps that same team together and they don't have any injuries or nothing. I don't see how Kansas City doesn't just build to that resume. I think by 2030, the Chiefs will have 6 Super Bowls in the Patrick Mahomes era. Because I know they got like 1 before him, I think. But yeah, that's the next dynasty in the making, and the NFL would have to be fools not to bank on that. I'm not suggesting it's rigged, but offensive-wise, Kansas City's got the best team, bro. And I know we're only 3 games in, but they got the best team. It's kind of hard to go against them. I mean, who in the AFC can beat the Chiefs? I mean, maybe Buffalo. I would say maybe Buffalo. And if you want to maybe even say Pittsburgh, just for the sake of argument, because, you know, they got Justin Fields. He seems like the offense is congealing together. And Mike Tomlin seems like he has that team, like, on point, you know. And, you know, I mean, if you want to throw Pittsburgh in there, you want to throw Houston and maybe Buffalo, you know, those are 3 teams I think that could possibly beat Kansas City in a playoff game. It's possible. But, man, the way that the Chiefs, all the momentum they have, it's kind of hard to go against that, man. And I remember I was calling their double-peat 2 years ago. I said the Chiefs were going to double-peat. I just had them going against the wrong team. I had them going against, I think, Dallas one year, and I had them going against, what was it? I forgot who I had them going against. I think the Packers. I had them playing Packers, and that didn't happen. But Kansas City is all around just built on both sides of the ball, and their defense is actually playing pretty good. And they showed it in the Sunday Night Football game. And really, the Chiefs don't even need us. Like they could just have a subpar defense. I think they'll still win. They don't really need like an offensive output. I mean, a defensive output, because their offense is going to put points on the board, and that's just what you're going to see from Kansas City. I mean, I'm a homer. I love the Texans, and I want to see us win the Super Bowl, but I just got to be realistic. I just don't think we're going to do it. I don't think we're going to do it, man. As much as I would love to see my team win, but I just don't think it's going to happen. You know, I would be happy if we just made the AFC Championship game this year. Like that, if we make the AFC Championship game, that would, I would be happy with that, right? And anything less of that, I would. Because we can't seem to pass the divisional round. I don't know why. We just keep losing in the final 8. Never make that final 4, right? But yeah, the Chiefs are going to be very hard to beat, guys. Very hard to beat. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes is the next Tom Brady. I mean, whether you like to admit it or not, I mean, I'm just being a realist here. I'm not like saying it because I'm all of a sudden a Chiefs fan. I'm a Texans fan. I want to see my team win before anybody else's. And that's just, that's just the bittersweet in everybody, right? Because that's what I want to see. I want to see, you want to see your team win, right? That's the whole name of the game. You want to see your team win. And there's nothing more I would love to see the Houston Texans win a Super Bowl, win a Lombardi. I just don't realistically think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think the Chiefs, we're in an era where the dynasty things are coming back, and the Chiefs could be the first team in NFL history to win 3 in a row. And I think they have the roster to do it. Now, of course, the injury bug comes. Are you going to get injured? Are players going to stay healthy? And that's always going to be a deciding factor, right? Can the Chiefs stay healthy? And that's going to be the biggest question. I had Dallas still coming out of the NFC this year because I had them coming out last year. And I said, no, they got to put a Super Bowl where it's the Chiefs and the Cowboys. I'm thinking, I should go that route. But Dallas right now, they are currently 1-2. They just lost against the Ravens. So they lost their last 2 home games. So it's not looking good for that Dak Prescott contract. I don't know exactly what Dallas is going to do. Are they going to pull the trigger on Trey Lance? Are they going to give him some reps? What's going on with Dallas, right? And there's been a lot of upsets in the NFL. Did you guys see the Panthers defeat the Raiders? Didn't see that coming. Browns lose to the Giants. I mean, that could have went either way. And then we got 2 Monday night games tonight. So you're going to see Buffalo and Jacksonville. I don't think Jacksonville is going to win at all. I think the Bills are going to march to 3-0. They're going to send Jacksonville to 0-3, which that helps us out big time because that still gives us like a 2.5 game lead. I'll take it. And then what's the other one? It's Bengals and Washington. I think Washington will. No, the Bengals will win that one. The Bengals are going to win tonight. They're going to beat Washington, and then I got Bills over the Jaguars, and that's. But yeah, man. Right now, it's hard to bet against the Chiefs. It's hard to, they just got an all around like built championship team. They are a really good football team. That was probably one of the best games I've seen the Chiefs play, like on both sides of the ball. Like defensively, offensively, they played the Falcons really well. And so what are they now? 3-0? It's going to be hard to bet against that. I think they got the Chargers this week, who the Chargers had just lost to the Steelers, if I'm correct. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think the Chiefs got the Chargers this week. But yes, it's going to be a good game, man. And it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be a fun football year. If you're a football fan and you just like, it's too much. I'm a diehard Texan fan. Don't get it twisted, but I'm just being realistic. It's going to be hard beating the Chiefs. Like I said, if we can make the Final Four If Texans can do that and be the first time in their franchise history in 23 years to make the AFC Championship game, I'll be happy with that, because maybe it'll be us in the Chiefs in the Final Four. And for the NFC, like I said, I had Dallas, and looks like, ouch, I'm regretting that. They're 1-2. This is the first time I'm gonna say this about Dallas. And it's nothing personal. I like Dak Prescott. I really do. There was one year where I was saying maybe we could trade Watson for Dak, right? There was one year I was actually saying that. Listen, I like Dak Prescott a lot, but this is the first time I've seen him in the game against the Ravens. He just looked real slow out there. Like I thought I've never seen that. Like, Dak Prescott looks like he's lost a lot of his swagger. Now, of course, he's been with the Cowboys forever, and he's getting a little older, and I get that, but he looks slow. That offense looks slow. Like, I see the receivers running routes. CeeDee Lamb is like bitching about he's not getting the ball. Like, you need to give me the ball more. And I hate to say it, man, Dak just looks slow out there. I'm like, I've never seen him. Like, usually he zips his arm. He's got like one hell of a mechanics. And I would say last year he had a little bit of it, a little bit more. But this is the first time I've seen Dak Prescott look real slow. And he looks like he's lost a lot of his step, man. Like, even off his back foot, he's just real slow out there, man. And the offense is just too fast for him. I don't know if maybe they need somebody like Trey Lance to go in there, a guy who's younger, it's got fast legs, and maybe give him a shot. But I think Dallas should pull the trigger on it pretty soon, especially if Dallas loses the next game or two. It's definitely something they should consider. Is it just me? No, of course, the stupid Chiefs are going to win again. Taylor Swift is there. Man, it's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes. I mean, after that Sunday night game, like, I was really impressed on both sides of the ball, how they played really well. Even special teams played really well. And I'm not just saying this because I'm rooting for Kansas City. I'm just saying it because I'm looking realistically. I don't think anybody's beating the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs, they have the mental game, like, mastered down to the T. They know how to mentally beat you. You know, the last team I've seen do that? New England. When they were in their prime. When Tom Brady was in his prime. I think that teams are now starting to get scared of Kansas City almost the same way they got afraid of New England when you knew you had to play the Patriots that week. Every NFL team felt it. Didn't matter how tough you thought you were. Even for, like, my team. I knew when I saw New England on the schedule, I'm like, damn, we're probably going to lose. Like, have you ever, like, Brady made you feel that way. The Patriots made you feel that way. Kansas City is starting to get that swag together. They're starting to get that fear factor. Teams weren't afraid back then to play Kansas City. Now I think that they are afraid a little bit. I think you're starting to see a little bit of that fear sink in because Kansas City's knowing how to close games out and their defense is playing a lot better. And that's just something to take into consideration, As much as I like my team, and I think the Texans still got a good shot to beat them, but it just doesn't realistically look possible, at least for maybe this year. I think that loss against Minnesota really humbled me, and I think that Minnesota, sent us back down to earth and let us know that, hey, you're not the best team you thought you were. And, CJ Stroud has weaknesses. And, again, if the O-line's not blocking and the defense is blitzing, it's going to be hard for CJ Stroud to, congeal in that offense where he can sit back in the pocket. In the first two games, CJ Stroud was sitting in the pocket for like 5-6 seconds. So if he's sitting in the pocket and he knows he can get rid of the ball, you blitz like Minnesota did. You force CJ Stroud in positions where he's going to have to make some very difficult decisions. And Again, my question is he hurt? What's going on with his leg? What's happening there? And to me, I just, I just don't see us. I don't know. It's just like, for me personally, I love the Texans. I really do. And I want to see us win the Super Bowl. Like, I thought maybe this year, possibly. And it still is possible. Don't get me wrong. We can still win a championship. I just don't know if it's going to happen now. Kansas City just has that it factor. And I told everybody they're probably in the best position to win 3 championships in a row and 4 out of their last 5. And I think you're possibly going to see that this year, of 3 championships in a row. And they'll be the first NFL team to do so. That's a very good milestone. No team has ever, you win back to back in football. That's pretty amazing. Basketball, you can win like 3 in a row. 3-peats are so common in the NFL, right? I mean, in the NBA. But this is the NFL. So in the NFL, it's hard winning 3 in a row. And there's a lot of teams out there that win 2 in a row. And you're like, okay, well, you're a dynasty. Or like, you did it back to back, And, now the Chiefs are going to win possibly a 3-peat. They'll be the first team. I mean, imagine to say that 3-peat. That is sick. It really is. And, oh shit, I got 3 people watching. Hey, everybody. Yeah, I was talking a little football. Like I said, Minnesota literally beat us badly, dude. The score was 34-7. Jesus Christ. They didn't even want to give us garbage time points. They actually D'd up really well against Davis Mills, despite the fact that final drive he had 65 yards or 64 or something like that. So, but anyways, man, I think Kansas City's going to win. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Is there anybody in the comment section? These are the only teams that I think could beat the Chiefs. We'll start with the AFC. I'm going to say Pittsburgh, Houston, Buffalo. I mean, you could possibly throw the Jets in there. I mean, pending if Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy, right? You got those 4 teams. Now, if Kansas City's at home, they look at home. I mean, to be honest with you, I think the only person that might be able to beat Kansas City is Aaron Rodgers, because he's got the most experience of the 4 teams. So possibly the Jets, but even then, that's still a little iffy, still a little out there. But I would say Buffalo, you still got to consider the Bills as a team that is possibly going to pull off the upset. Can the Bills overcome their... The Super Bowl right now goes through Kansas City. The Super Bowl goes to the Chiefs. I don't care what anybody says. I'm just being realistic, guys. I'm not being a hater. I hope y'all don't think I'm being a hater. I'm just being realistic. I just think the Chiefs got the it factor. They just have it. Both sides of the ball, they play amazing. Their special teams is great. They got guys that can make plays. If I'm wrong, let me know. What team do y'all think is going to win the Super Bowl this year? Yeah, but anyways, guys, I just wanted to give y'all a little football talk for the week. I got Kansas City winning the Super Bowl again. I got them winning 3 in a row. If I'm wrong, you can tell me in the comment section. But I got the Chiefs winning 3 in a row. Just letting y'all know, man, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win again in 2025. So this will be what, their 3rd in a row? And 4 out of the last 5. That'll be amazing. I know everybody hates on Kansas City, and even to me to a certain degree, but I wish I had the guys that they had. Does that make sense? I wish I had the talent that they had, where they're actually closing games out. When I wish I had Patrick Mahomes. you know. But yeah, it is what it is, man. You guys, y'all take care, man.